Welcome back to The On Life. We're back in front of the bookcase for this video because this time it is extremely important for you to know how much smarter I am than you. Recently, Seuss Enterprises announced that they would be discontinuing 6 of their titles because they felt that the content within those books was racially insensitive, and naturally, the internet is in an uproar about this. Now, The On Life is not a political channel, but I never want to miss an opportunity for a teaching moment. So if you were one of the many people to post a meme like this, sit down, because I'm about to take you to school. First, let's make something abundantly clear. No Dr. Seuss books have been banned in America. In fact, there really are no books that are banned in America. The last book to be banned in the US was done by the Department of Defense in 2010 when they banned Lieutenant Anthony Schaefer's book Operation Darkheart because they thought that it contained classified information that would potentially damage the national security of America. Not only did they ban this book, the DoD purchased and then destroyed all 10,000 copies in the first edition. The book was then later republished with redacted information, so that book is no longer banned anyway. In the case of Dr. Seuss, a private company decided that they would no longer be producing one of their products. No one is banning these books, no one is burning these books, no one is trying to gather up all these books and get rid of them. This is simply a private company making a decision to stop producing one of their products. And if you support the free market and capitalism, which I do, you should be 100% in support of their right to do so. But since modern two-party politics in America is simply about trying to get hit points on the opposition, people have been very quick to try to point out some type of hypocrisy regarding Dr. Seuss and Cardi B's song WAP. This is an excellent example of false equivalency, and I know you don't know what that means, so let me explain it to you. False equivalency is a logical fallacy where an individual makes a faulty comparison between two or more things to prove a point. In this case, we're talking about a corporation that makes children's books deciding not to print one of their books anymore because it contains racially insensitive content, to an individual artist who wrote a derogatory song depicting a natural act in human life. Now, there are tons of reasons why these two things are not the same. First of all, Dr. Seuss books are made for children, and obviously Cardi B's song is not. And if you were confused about that, there's actually an indication denoting that it's for adults. It's also important to point out that Dr. Seuss Enterprises was not responding to any public pressure. They simply did an internal audit and said, we don't find this content to be appropriate for our audience, which is children. Well, Cardi B is a hip-hop artist that is appealing to an adult and mature audience. For a moment, let's ignore the hyperbole that WAP was Song of the Year. And we can acknowledge that yes, it was a popular song, but what exactly do you want to do about that? There's really nothing we can do about that. It is simply the zeitgeist of our time. So I just realized that you probably have no idea what zeitgeist means. Basically, zeitgeist is like the current mood or spirit in a period of time in history. So right now, the zeitgeist is derogatory rap lyrics about sex. Now, you could make the argument that you just culturally don't really like the choices in music or art that young people are making, and I think that's a fair argument, but also consider that to this day, Dr. Seuss books are still some of the most popular children's books out there. So if children are reading these books and growing up to become Cardi B fans later in life, maybe Dr. Seuss is the reason why they are becoming Cardi B fans, and getting rid of the Dr. Seuss books is actually a good thing. Inception. Ultimately, I don't really understand what people who are upset about the Dr. Seuss issue really want as an end result. Do you want the government to force this company to continue to produce this book? Because remember, no official entity has actually banned it. It's simply going to be ended in its production. Furthermore, let's go to the other side of this particular meme that we're discussing. What do you want people to do about Cardi B? Do you want Cardi B to be censored by the government? Are you against free speech? I'm really confused what people want as the end result here. As someone who doesn't subscribe to two-party politics, watching liberals and conservatives from the outside is like watching two people play a game of who can be the bigger hypocrite. It doesn't really seem that anyone is actually interested in genuine conversation or expanding their own ideas. What people really seem interested in is forcing their ideas and beliefs onto other people, and when they realize that that's not going to happen, it just becomes a game of trying to embarrass the other party. I challenge you to think outside of the very narrow tunnel that you have created for yourself and realize that most of your ideas and beliefs probably suck. As social psychologist Jonathan Haidt expertly demonstrated in his 2012 book, The Righteous Mind, people are very quick to form an opinion based on an emotional reaction and then try to manifest logic and reasoning to defend that opinion after the opinion has already been formed. Logically, this is a disaster. I'm sure there's probably an evolutionary reason why we do this, but in modern times, it is making us into morons. What we should be doing is starting with logic and reasoning and forming opinions based on that. And guess what? When you post a meme and you think that this is putting it to the people that you disagree with, it's not. All it is doing is creating a giant blind spot that you can't see and stroking your emotional ego. So that's it for today, kids. We will be back next Monday, just like we are every Monday, but next week we have something a bit different from what we've done previously on this channel. This is The On Life. Thanks so much for watching, and you will see me in the next video.